Hello, this will be just a quick overview of the Newsmy Carpad 4 that was sent to me for testing. Understand this was sent to help kind of solve some engineering and software problems that I don't think they've finished yet, so certainly not a finished form, but I just like to share what I found. Anyway, it looks a lot like the NR 3001 series, same faceplate, buttons, everything. All of our plugs are labeled in Chinese, but I'll figure that out. No big deal. I do note that this looks like an IMEI number, so I believe that there is a cellular modem built into this, 4G I believe. You'll see when on the splash screen when it loads up. Nice set of modular plugs. Everything's fairly standard from the NR series, I believe. I did not have a 3000 series NR. I had the 5000 in use, but I think these are pretty much look the same. Kind of got the wiring plugged into a power supply just so I can get a quick little bit of power here in a minute. Here's some of the other stuff that came with it. There are two cameras. This one I presume actually is meant to go on the windshield because it kind of swivels. I've got it plugged into the rear harness right now. I was just kind of sorting everything out, but the actual plugs are the same on both cameras. So I think I was just playing around with the harnesses. Anyway, this is the harness that goes into the back of the radio. Hopefully y'all can see that. They are keyed differently, and I have not, like I said, haven't translated the instructions, but they are keyed differently for each plug, so I think it's pretty hard to put them in wrong. One camera. Here's the other camera and a little bracket. Again, same style plug, but the plug that goes into the radio keyed a little bit differently. This plug, I think, is meant to be a front-facing camera for dash cam style, because there's an app in here that seems to recognize this camera. Like I said, the other one is set to be powered on reverse lights, and I haven't wired all that stuff up yet. So two cameras. There's a little harness with a USB plug and what looks like the brake sensor. I don't know why they put those on the same plug, but interesting enough. GPS, we've seen hundreds of those. This is an AV harness. Looks like it's just a straight set of aux in and one extra video in. Some brackets, and then one more harness. And this is for the steering wheel controls, key 1, key 2, and some grounds. Looks like they still have the old RX TX from the other harness. Again, haven't dove into it too far. But let's take a look at it and at least see it boot. This is running Lollipop, but I haven't been able to get a whole lot more detail past that yet. So here's their launcher. Looks like an updated version of some of the stuff they had been using in their stock ROMs on the other two radios. No app drawer, just swipe left and right for whatever's there. This little recorder app is the one that displays the camera information. I'm not going to plug it in right now. This Newsmy app is one of the things they wanted me to test. Apparently it's an app that you download on your phone, links the radio to the phone and does some other tricks. A lot of it's in Chinese, so I haven't been able to figure it out yet. I tried to get registered on my phone, and it wants to do through a text message, and I haven't got there yet. I'll figure that out. But we will notice that a lot of the apps look very familiar to those already running the NU stuff, NU and NR series. Although the dialer now is the stock dialer, that's interesting. Music, they abandoned their old app. This looks like the stock Android music player from a while back. I don't know where this comes from. MX players on here, a file manager. The radio app, of course, is the old same radio app we've used for a while. Browser. What else is in here? It's backup and restore. I don't know what it does yet because it wants an SD card and there's no SD card slot, so not sure about that. The update setting app looks just like the old MCU app from the other series. But they're running an MC V59. What's interesting about this is, while I know this runs a different chipset, so it would have at least kernel differences and build device differences, they're still using a lot of the same basic software. So I think there's some hope that maybe we can combine efforts between this device and the Carpad 2 and Carpad 3. One thing that's not on here is Google Play services, so I have not been able to get into the Play Store and download anything else yet. I got to sort out a few things, but just wanted to give you a quick overview as to what I've seen so far.